Hey, Pussy No Pussy Net, new little video. This one is actually kind of a announcement and as well as a new series I will be doing. Um, Before I ask people to help me with a project that I was going to work, um, so I did a video called BB Need Your Help, which is kind of a new series I'm going to do for like when I looking for people opinions and things like that and stuff. But one of the questions that I was that I wanted to try to work on a uh, Raspberry Pi, Swiss Fire Me Raspberry Pi, and kind of repeater system, or like for close communications and stuff. But this big ideas kind of came initially as a question I asked on the forum. If somebody would come to you and said, "Here, we would like to put together a new pack for beginners in communication. What would you put in your kit?" And basically, when you do amateur radio, it is quite different than emergency communication radio. For example, if you use high frequency or HF, in amateur radio, the main goal, I would say 90% of the time, is what we call DXing. So that means you're trying to do a competition and you're trying to reach as far as you can, the bigger the and very hard. And that's the whole game, because basically amateur radio is like a big Sudoku or a puzzle. Basically, you have a puzzle of communication. You're trying to reach point B, and from your point A, you're trying to figure it out which band would be better, which propagation, what time of the year, which antenna, and everything. And that's what makes it a fun hobby. So just like when people does puzzles and everything, it's the puzzle of finding everything. But I'm in a situation of most people most people that came to my channel was mostly for the medical point, and then when I started to do radio, I started to share with you guys, with Pussy No Pussy Net, not guys, was if something happens, how do we stay in contact? How do we communicate? How we get the world? And a lot of it would be receiving more than transmitting, because you would like to, so just as we watch TVs now and we watch our news or read the newspaper or whatever, or watch YouTube, whatever, how you get your news, all those communication in a grid down situation would be coming down. So you would have to rely on another system that is a little bit more robust. And this is where amateur radio and bands and groups like Amron would come out and surge up, and you would have to listen, but then you need some special gear. So this would be it kind of interests me, because this is how I got into this, and I always go large and then kind of come back to my initial stuff. But as I'm going through my little new hobby, I guess I'm starting to have a little bit more knowledge, and I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable and everything. So this question came to me, like, what would be a good beginner kit? Because just like as I'm trying to do from the medical point of view, is to give something to people that because the problem with when you want to be a good prepper, and again, there's a good video by Canadian prepper that tries to put all the categories, but let's say, in the middle part people, so you just want to be able to, if there's a disaster like tornadoes or earthquakes or anything like this, be able to sustain. If there's a little bit longer period, a pandemic that could last, so 2-3 months, I'm not talking about living out of the land and be 3 months out or something, but even if you're, I think, in my opinion, if you're aiming towards the 3 months and there's a bigger thing coming, you can still, it would be a little bit like when you carry a small survival kit. Yeah, it cannot last you for the rest of your life, and you cannot go and live in the wood with that, but it will hold you back, and it's better than nothing. Well, I think if you aim for the 3 months, it's pretty much about the same thing, is that you'll have an advantage over other people that have nothing. And even because the chance of having this huge one dead walking type of situation is unlikely, the having the 3 months aim will give you an edge, and you'll be able to go up. So the purpose of what I'm trying to do is, one, something portable that people can have in kits. Two is that something that, because this is what I'm discovering with amateur radio, it takes a lot of hours, like really, to get into it. When I'm starting to get into computer, and every time I'm trying to a new project, boom, I need something. So for example, when I started a Raspberry Pi, they're cheap, they're this, they're that. Oh, that's great. Yeah, but now you need to know Linux. Now you need to know how to program, how the all old skills that we kind of lost, because it was more like in the 80s when they were using different program. But now we got used to the Apples and Microsoft of this world, and it's easier, and you don't need to think about what's happening behind the machine. You just put your things, and you know how to do it. So what I want to do is that to give like a kit of something that would work. And so portable, something that would be small, something that would fit well in a bug out bag, or like a 2-month kit. So something, but that could be carry on, so sometime mobiles. Something that also doesn't require you to, like I said, spend hours and hours and hours. Although, better you do anything, better you get ready at. But a little bit like first aid. A lot of people take course, and that's great, and then you know what to do. But when the situation happens, you'll have an edge over somebody else. But you don't need to be a nurse or a doctor or anything, or a paramedic, to be able to do stuff. Because if you're prepared and you have a big variety, that becomes a lot of skills to master. You have to be able to cook and conserve, and water and communication and security and all this. And at one point, it's like there's also other stuff in my life, like real life, like the working and stuff. So the goal of this giveaway comes from in the series. What I will do is that for the next month, and hopefully I'll aim for February the 14th, so for Valentine's Day. And why? Because I love you, my channel. So basically what I will do is I will basically build a basic kit. My budget is $500 US, and basically the purpose of this is that anybody could invest $500 US. And what I'm going to try to do is build something that, like I said, is portable, a lot of possibilities. And the kit will be almost like a self-contained kit. So that means we give you one, and that's it. We'll have everything inside. And then after I completed it, so some of it will be built, like I'm starting to think about some antennas and stuff, and this is where it'll be a series. So you'll see me build it. I'll do a few questions. I'll go with a few people talking and everything, like to make sure that would be the good things and stuff, and doing some research. And by setting up also a budget, you have to think a little bit more, because if I would just buy this radio, buy this, buy that, and blah blah blah, then the budget goes big. But 500, I think is achievable. So the series will be me building this kit and the component of the kit, and discussing why I'm choosing those components, or having discussion about which component should be in the kit, and two, at the end of that. And I will give it away. So basically I'll build the kit and I'll give it away. So it'll be a $500 kit built, and again it will fit in the criteria and everything. So 500. And to start with this kit, and the only for the giveaway, to participate in the giveaway, you don't even need to be a member of my channel or anything. The only thing I ask is that you are a non-amateur radio person. So you don't have already your ticket, you don't have any knowledge, because the first part of it that I'm going to give, and that will be part of the 500 as well, will be a card to promote you to go do your course. And so that's why I think in about $50, $60. Well, actually, that won't be part of the 600, 500, but it'll be part of the kit. What I'm going to do is a gift card, like a Visa gift card or something, of usually books to do your exam, or about $50, $60. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll be giving it a gift card of a Visa gift card so that you can buy the books to do your exams. And I'll give so my first video will be about that, why we should do amateur radio and everything, and I'll give a gift card with that, so that will start the kits. And then after that we'll start building parts of the kits of the why and everything and stuff. So anybody that is a non-ham will be able to participate in February. So towards the end, as the kits get completed and everything, I'll do bigger announcement, but this will be the beginning of the series. Just share with anyone that you know that would like to be that is non-ham, that would like to probably be interested in that stuff. And again, they don't even need to be part of my channel. I don't require that. Really, for me, it's one, the pleasure of doing that. Two, to thank you, everybody that have followed me and everything. And three is to push people to do that, to at least do their license for amateur radio and having a kit. So this is what I hope will encourage people, just when I do my videos on the medical part, is to show that it is feasible to do something. And but sometimes the information or how to get the information is not there, and hopefully I'll just give it away. So this will start. So yeah, the giveaway should be around February-ish, hopefully, if everything goes well. But the series, you should start seeing, I already started to have a few ideas and stuff, and I'll be talking about it, and most likely will be like built with Raspberry Pi, and this is why I can keep it low. And like I said, it would be a kit mostly oriented towards receiving, with some communication of talking, mostly VHF, UHF. Anyway, hopefully a lot of people will have interest in that, and I'll talk to you soon.